Good evening. Pretty late. And I'm reading the Blobs Crash Land by Justin Stewart. I think we're on the last chapter. Yep. I do gotta read chapter 9 again. Don't know, I didn't download it. I don't know what's going on. My voice probably looking for me or waiting for me. Chapter 11, Rescue. Chubbs Zelma shouted as the disc left him in the swampy haze. Kadetsky, we lost Chubbs, rolling to his feet. Chubbs checked that lobster wasn't hurt in the fall. He froze when he saw the army of the glitchy guards closing in. Kadetsky twisted it around, eyes wide. Chubbs, run! Lobster blared like a fire alarm. Chubbs broke into his version of a sprint. Kadetsky started to steer the disc around, but even with the growing distance, they could hear the cannon's hum growing louder. "We can't wait," a voice blared through a speaker on the rescue pod. "That thing's gonna fire on us." "We're almost there," Zomer cried. "But I gotta go pack for Chubbs," Kadetsky protested. Chubbs' legs bumped fierce, but he was struggling. Behind him, the glitchy guards who had dodged the oil slicks were closing in. Drop us off. We'll run the rest of the way," Wilby urged. "Just because you're ridiculous fast," Goosebob retorted. "Good idea. Let's go, Zoma." He did. Backflip off the disc and started for the pod. Wilby and Goosebob closed her at her heels. With a whirl, Kadetsky circled the disc back. When they reached the rescue pod, the others turned to yell and wave, desperately urging Chubbs to pick up the pace. Hanging at Chubbs' waist, Lobster echoed to them with his own frantic beeps and clicks. Cannon's hum reached an ear-splitting intensity. "We have to go now," the captain yelled through the hatch. The rescue pod engines roared to life. The group scrambled around aboard as Chubbs, huffing and puffing, was doing his best to catch up. "I won't make it," Chubbs panted to Lobster. "Too slow." Lobster flashed a frightening face at him. Then Chubbs saw Kadetsky bearing down on him. Face twisted in determination, Lobster's screen flashed some cold, and a couple sensors lit up green on his panel. At the same time, the hover disc put on a new burst of speed, making Kadetsky's eyes fly wide in surprise. The fastest glitchy guard was almost on top of Chubbs. His eyes blazing, his staff extended, the tip crackling like electricity. "Jump for it!" Kadetsky shouted, stretching out his hand. Pressing his lips together, Chubbs used his right foot to launch himself into the air, reaching towards Kadetsky's fingers. A bolt of blue lightning shot out of the glitchy staff. Kadetsky's hand closed over Chubbs' wrist. At the same time, Kadetsky twisted the disc sharply to the right, and the lightning bolt struck the ground where Chubbs had been, leaving tendrils of curling smoke. The guard on the fortress wall aimed the cannon at the rescue pod. The cannon charge was almost fully complete. The pod's thrusters flared with new power, and the hatch began to close. "This thing is too big, and the opening is too narrow," Chubbs squeaked in alarm. "We'll have to die for it," Kadetsky told him. "How do you hover?" "Stunts, not me." "Chubbs, I got you," Kadetsky assured him as they blurred toward the pod at breakneck speed. Chubbs squeezed his eyes shut, and they seemed about to slam directly into the pod. Lobster's scream was eyes blinking off second from impact. Kadetsky shifted the weight on his feet to give the disc a sharp turn. Threw his arms around Chubbs and pushed off the disc toward the closed hatch. Goosebob plucked them both out of midair, and with one swift pull, yanked them inside. The hatch snapped shut behind them. "Hold on," the captain bellowed. The pilot slammed the accelerator to full throttle. Electric shockwave cannon fired, sending the power of shockwave sizzling through the air, missing the pod by inches as it shot into the sky. Inside the command center, Lord Zord fumed, watching his horde of doomskulls slip through his fingers. His fist clutched around the voice crushed with each. Follow that PO! Inside the pod, Kadetsi looked around the others, still catching his breath. You guys saved me. Thank you. We'll be reclining in his seat like he just won the flu ball championship grind. You can thank my lovely, beautiful, charming self for saving the day. It was my pleasure. He gave the extruded wink, basking in the non-existent glory. Goosebump rolled his eyes and gave Wilby what was meant to be a playful smack on the back of the head, but it sent the little blob flying across the pod. Wilby crashed to the seat on the opposite side and slumped like a rag doll. Whee! That was fun, he shouted. Zelma turned to you guys, Kadetsi, all business. What happened while you were in there? Kadetzi's expression darkened a lot. We have to warn the Blob Force about what they're creating in that place. Before it's too late, everyone who made it to the planet Splash is in danger. The whole galaxy is in danger. In danger of what? Wilby wondered, tossing a doomsicle up in the air. Kadetsi pushed a button on the stolen comm. Lord's voice rang out. We're on the verge of galaxy-wide domination. We're building ultimate glitch doomsicle. With it, we will control everyone and everything, you sneaky little blob. Zilb, I think I can record the whole thing. Kadetsi grinned. How are we gonna stop them? Chubb swiped at the sweat that still streamed down his face. Kadetsi slipped the comm back in his pocket. As soon as we get our new home, we'll tell Blob Force everything, and they will know what to do. He paused and his shoulders slumped. Oh, and there is one thing I've been meaning to tell you guys. Zilma fixed with him with keen attention. You were going to tell us something before we crashed, weren't you? Kagetsu's I hear it. You know the whole time, haven't you? No, what? But she blinked at him. What? Wilby glanced back and forth. What is it, Kagetsu? Twisted his hand in his lap. I'm not actually in the Blob Force. I let you guys think that because I thought you would like me more if I was being in the Blob Force. Always my dream. But they said we had rejection before we left. My scores were too low to get him. I'm sorry for lying to you. Chubbs put a hand on Kadetsu's back. You've always been my best friend, even before you tried to enlist. That doesn't change anything for me. How did you know he wasn't in the Blob Force, Zelma? Goose Bob wondered. Zelma pointed at herself in a smug grin. Private investigator, remember, nothing gets past me. Then she turned to Kadetsu, her eyes filled with care. Kadetsu's, we didn't like you just because we thought you were on the Blob Force. We liked you because you are you. You're Kadetsu's our friend. We hopped up and down. Yay, it's okay, Kadetsu, we forgive you. Besides, after seeing in action, I think you would make a great Blob Force officer. Crossing his arms, Goosebump nodded. Wilby is making sense for once. Blob Force should reconsider enlisting you after. What happened today? You really stepped up. It was like a heavyweight lifted up Kadetsu. He sat up straighter. Thanks, guys. That means a lot. I promise to never lie to you or pretend to be someone I'm not. You deserve the real me, even if I never get in the Blob Force. Lobster screen flashed like a party strobe, and he beeped a little tune in celebration. Back in the command center, Lord Zord stormed over to his communication stations. His rage barely contained. The screaming sandwich raced past him in fury. Zord slammed a button, calling for backup. After a tense moment, a shadow figure answered. On the other hand, Lazy picked up and she. We need your help, Lord Zord growled. The voice to the other end chuckled with confidence. What is it? The screen flickered, revealing a smirk face of King Neptune. To be continued. That is the end. But we're gonna read how long is that to log? Jesus. Alright. In the back of the book, I won't read it all. It gives each person, you get Kadetsky, Chubbs, that's Kadetsky. There's Chubbs. This is kind of gives you the favorites, the demeanor. There's Goosebob. It's kind of cool how Justin did all this. There's an epilogue of Lobster's Tale, but I'm not going to read that either. So this was the last one. Actually, you know what? I will read the Lobster Tale. Just not tonight. I'll read it at a different one. There's will be potatoes. There's Zilma. I will read about this though. This is about Justin Stewart, the author. Justin Stewart is a storyteller who brings his creative vision to life across multiple platforms. As the creator of the popular YouTube channel J Stu and J Stu Studios, he has built a dedicated following through his engaging content and unique perspective. This graphic novel represents an exciting new chapter in his creative journey, combining his passion for visual storytelling with the narrative skills he's honored through the years of content creation. Justin believes the best stories come from authentic experience and pure imagination. When he's not crafting stories or creating videos, Justin enjoys life at home with his wife and 3 children, which are both his biggest supporters and great sources of income. This is about the illustrator, Rick Douglas. Has been drawing professionally for over 20 years, starting with realistic portraits and detailed artwork. But everything changed in 2009 when he teamed up with his friend Justin Stewart to create funny adventure illustration for the J Stu YouTube channel. Since then, Rick has helped the channel grow over 4 million subscribers, and he's driven a true love for drawing cartoons, silly characters, and wild, imaginative worlds. Rick lives in Colorado with his wife, Corin, and their 4 children, Bradley, Amy, Emily, and Katie. I will read chapter 9 and the epilogue in a different video, just not tonight. So, because chapter 9 was kind of a long one. If I remember correctly. Yeah, that was a long one. I might not read it, because I've already read it and downloaded it, and I don't know why, but it didn't log in or download. But we ain't done. We're gonna talk about a few more books that I just got done finishing in the last like 2 weeks. My wife's gonna kill me. I'm being late. But after work, this is my time on round, and I have to do a few other videos before I go home. So, hold on. Hold your sled. Hold on. I'll be back in 2 shakes of a freaking tail. I said hold on. Got it? Excuse me. Alright, I'm back. Okay. The few books I just got done reading, one of them was called The Frozen River or something like that. Has to do with a midwife back in the 1700s, between 1770s and 1800s, somewhere around there. Just at the end of Western, but still there, before females had a say, before the whole Jew district system came to be. It's like a murder mystery kind of crime thing. It was actually, I thought it was not going to be a good book, but I listened to it. I like to listen to it while I work. And I mean, hell, I give it a 5 out of 5 stars. I gotta go on Goodreads and do it. And it was weird because it's like this midwife goes to a house call where she finds out this lady was raped, or attempted rape, or whatever you want to call it. And they found out who it was and all this. And then it just kept on getting like weirder and like more side quest kind of deals, if you want to call it that, where who's involved in the storyline of who murdered this dude, who raped this person, who's the dad, blah blah blah. And then it shows how she became a midwife and all this, like professional. Then towards the end, and her name was Mary, and the author, if you guys gotta listen to it or read it, but the author tells her the side of the story of where she got all the information and all that. Hold that thought. I'll be right back. Is my hat down here? Here it is. But it was like a really good book, and she said that she wrote it over during COVID, all that, so I don't know. I don't remember, I just can't think of the author's name, but I mean, if you want to go check it out, go for it. It's called The Frozen River, I think. I believe is what it's called, but I don't know why there's a white on that. That's a little weird. But then the other ones I listened to. Let's check this one. Are there anything over here? No. Okay. But then the other ones I listened to is called Medusa and like God something. It gives like Percy Jackson vibes, minus it was like instead of like a hero quest, it was kind of like a villain quest kind of deal, but a hero way, and that was kind of cool. What other books did I listen to or read? There's a few other ones I listened to. I just can't think of the names. But yeah, if you want to know, check out my Goodreads. I listen to them more than anything. So yeah, you guys have a good night.